Be me, 29. Senior systems architect at a mid-sized logistics firm. Job is boring but pays the bills. Spend my days fixing SQL queries written by interns and optimizing truck routes. Life is gray, predictable, safe. Enter Julian. Julian is 27, hired as a product visionary or some made-up title. Guy looks like he walked out of a GQ shoot for young Silicon Valley. Perfect hair, teeth white enough to blind you, wears suits with sneakers. We hit it off unexpectedly. He's charismatic, actually listens when I talk about tech bottlenecks. We start grabbing beers after work. He complains about upper management stifling innovation. I complain about legacy code and incompetent middle managers. 6 months later, Julian corners me at a dive bar. I have an idea, Anon. $1 billion idea. Rolls my eyes. No, listen. Automated freight brokering using a proprietary neural net. Uber for shipping containers, but actually efficient. He shows me a napkin sketch. It's actually not terrible. Logic is sound. Market is there. I can sell this, Anon. I can sell ice to Eskimos, but I can't build it. I need a Wozniak to my jobs. Ego stroked successfully. Quit with me, we co-found. 50-50 split. We build the MVP, get funding, and retire on a yacht in 5 years. I look at my gray cubicle life. Look at Julian's manic energy. Fuck it. We quit the next day. Cashed out my 401k to survive the first year. Working out of Julian's apartment living room. It's a grind. 16-hour days, coding until my eyes bleed. Julian is on the phone constantly. Networking, pitching, hustling. He's actually doing his part. Brings in angel investors. Secures a seed round of $500k. We move into a real office. Shitty warehouse district, exposed brick, bad heating. Feels like a movie. We hire 2 junior devs, fresh out of boot camp. I spend half my time rewriting their code, but we're moving forward. The product, Freight Flow, is taking shape. It's my baby. Every line of back-end logic, every database schema, it's all me. Julian is the face. He's on podcasts, tech blogs, 30 under 30 inches lists. I stay in the back, hoodie up, noise-canceling headphones on. Prefer it that way. Don't like the spotlight. Year 2. Series A funding comes through. $15 million. Valuation is through the roof. Julian buys a Porsche. I buy an ergonomic chair and pay off my student loans. We move to a glass tower downtown. Suddenly, the vibe changes. We hire a chief people officer. We hire a head of cultural synergy. We hire brand evangelists. Office fills up with people who don't code, don't sell, just exist. Beanbag chairs everywhere. Kombucha on tap. Mandatory mindfulness sessions at 2 p.m. on Tuesdays. I'm trying to scale the architecture to handle actual traffic. Julian is never at his desk. Always at strategy lunches or vision retreats. Start seeing less of him. When I do, he's different. Snappier, distracted, constantly checking his phone. Enter Melody. Melody is the new VP of Marketing. Met Julian at a gala in the Hamptons. She's 24, degree in art history, dad is a hedge fund manager. Suddenly she's in every product meeting. The UI is too aggressive, she says. We need to soften the color palette. Truckers need to feel nurtured. I look at Julian. Julian is staring at Melody like a puppy. She has a point, Anon. User empathy is key. It's a B2B logistics platform for freight dispatchers. They don't want to feel nurtured. They want to move shipping containers. I push back. The backend can't support real-time chat with emojis, Julian. It adds latency we can't afford. Melody sighs, looks at her nails. You're being very negative, Anon. It's blocking our creative flow. Julian nods. Let's just put a pin in the technical constraints. Think big. I leave the meeting fuming. Go back to the server room, my sanctuary. Start noticing things. Melody and Julian leaving together every night. Expensive dinners, expense to the company card. My dev team is getting frustrated. Feature creep is insane. Marketing promises features that don't exist. Sales team selling capabilities we won't have for 2 years. I try to talk to Julian. Schedule a 1-to-1. He cancels 3 times. Finally catch him in the break room, making an espresso. We need to talk about the roadmap, Julian. We're drowning. He doesn't even look at me. You worry too much, Anon. That's your problem. You're too in the weeds. You need to elevate. I'm the CTO. The weeds are my job. Actually, he says, turning around, we've been thinking about that. We? The board feels we need a CTO with more public presence. Someone who can speak the language of Silicon Valley. My stomach drops. I built this system, Julian, from scratch. And we appreciate that, really. But we're bringing in a guy from Google, big hitter, Stefan. So I'm fired? No, God, no. We want you to transition to chief architect, focus on the code, let Stefan handle the strategy. It feels like a demotion. Because it is. Stefan arrives a week later. Guy is a buzzword generator. Never written a line of code in 5 years. Wears a vest and talks about synergy and paradigm shifts. First meeting, he proposes rewriting the entire stack in a new, unstable language because it's trendy. I argue. I scream. I show data. Julian sides with Stefan. Stefan knows scale. Anon. Listen to him. I go back to my desk. Start looking through my contract. Vesting schedule. I have 20% equity. But there's a cliff. And a clause about termination for cause, allowing buyback at par value. Par value is pennies. I start getting nervous. Melody is now Chief Creative Officer. She moves her desk into Julian's office. They are basically running the company as their personal playground. Company retreat is announced. Aspen, skiing, luxury cabins. I decline. We have a major deployment coming up. Stefan tells me I'm not a team player. Culture is just as important as code, Anon. While they are in Aspen, I'm pulling 18-hour days fixing a critical memory leak. Save the platform from crashing. Send a detailed report. Get a thumbs-up emoji from Julian. They come back tan and hungover. Tuesday morning. Called into HR. Didn't even know we had HR until 3 months ago. Julian is there. Stefan is there. An HR lady I've never met is there. Julian won't look me in the eye. This isn't working out, Stefan says. Excuse me? Your attitude. It's toxic. You're resistant to change. You're creating friction with the creative team. I look at Julian. Are you serious? I saved the platform last weekend. Julian looks at the floor. Melody feels uncomfortable around you. She says you're dismissive of her ideas. Her ideas are stupid. She wanted to gamify shipping manifests with loot boxes. See? Stefan points a finger. Hostility. We can't have that. HR lady slides a paper across the table. Separation agreement. We're offering 2 weeks severance. What about my equity? Stefan smiles, a shark smile. Terminated for cause. Insubordination and creating a hostile work environment. Clause 4.2. We're exercising the buyback option. I'm shaking. Pure rage. You can't do this. I own half this company. You own paper, Julian finally speaks, voice quiet. And the board voted this morning. It's done, Anon. I realize what happened. Dilution. They issued new shares during the Series A that I didn't read closely enough. Stefan and Melody probably got chunks. I've been maneuvered out. I stand up. Sign the NDA and non-disparagement, and we won't fight the unemployment claim, HR lady says. I look at Julian one last time. You don't know how this thing works, Julian. Stefan doesn't know. The juniors don't know. We'll hire better people, Julian says, checking his watch. I walk out. Security escorts me to my desk. Pack my bag. Leave my laptop. Walk out of the glass tower into the rain. Cliché as fuck, but fitting. Go home. Drink half a bottle of whiskey. Stare at the wall. Depression hits hard. Spend 2 weeks doing nothing. Ignoring calls. Sleeping till noon. Then, the fog clears. I start thinking. I didn't sabotage anything. I'm not a criminal. But I was the only one who maintained the proprietary encryption keys for the secure handshake protocol with the port authorities. See, our system talks to the government customs legacy systems. It requires a rolling 256-bit key authentication. I wrote a script to rotate those keys automatically every 30 days. The script runs on a dedicated instance that I paid for personally because corporate credit card approval was too slow back in the warehouse days. It's tied to my personal Amex. It costs $14.99 a month. I check my bank statement. Charges pending for next week. I log in to the hosting provider. Cancel subscription. Are you sure? This will terminate all running instances immediately. Click. I wait. Nothing happens at first. The keys are valid for another 6 days. I get a job offer 3 days later. Consulting gig. Boring, unsexy, pays double what Julian was paying me. I take it. Move on with my life. Day 7 post-cancellation. Monday morning. My phone starts buzzing. Unknown number. Ignore. Buzzes again. And again. Voicemail from Stefan. Hey Anon, just a quick question about the API gateway. We're seeing some 403 forbidden errors from the customs database. Give me a call back. I delete the voicemail. Make coffee. Sit on my balcony. Phone rings again. Julian. Ignore. Texts start flooding in. Anon, pick up. Seriously, we have a situation. The entire fleet is grounded. Customs isn't releasing containers. Pick up the fucking phone. I turn my phone off. Go to the gym. Come back, turn phone on. 57 missed calls. Emails to my personal address. Subject, urgent, critical outage. Subject, legal action. Subject, please call us. I open a beer. Log on to LinkedIn. See a post from a trucking industry news site. Freight flow collapse. Thousands of containers stuck at Port of LA due to system failure. Comments are brutal. Who builds a system without redundancy? Amateur hour. My drivers are sitting idle costing me $5,000 an hour. Sue them. I smile. It's not redundancy, it's authentication. Stefan, the genius from Google, probably spent all week looking at the load balancers and the database. He doesn't know the handshake happens on an external microservice. Because he never read the documentation. Because he fired the guy who wrote it. Tuesday. Knock on my door. It's Julian. He looks terrible. Perfect hair is messy, bags under eyes. He's wearing a tracksuit. I open the door, chain on. Go away, Julian. Anon, please, you have to help us. We're losing $1 million an hour. The investors are screaming. Melody is crying in the bathroom. Sounds like a culture fit problem. Don't be a dick. I know you did something. Fix it. I didn't do anything. I was fired. I left. I canceled my personal expenses. What personal expenses? The key rotation server, $15 a month. Julian's face goes pale. $15? You crashed a $100 million company over $15? I didn't crash it. You fired the maintenance crew and stopped paying the electric bill. Not my problem. Turn it back on. I'll pay you. I'll give you $10,000 right now. No. $50,000. No. What do you want? Equity? I can get the board to reissue. I want nothing, Julian. I want to be left alone. I signed a separation agreement, remember? Termination for cause. I'm not allowed to touch company infrastructure. It would be a violation of the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act. He stares at me. Realization sets in. He's trapped by his own legal maneuvering. If he lets me in, he admits I was wrongfully terminated, and the IP is volatile. If he doesn't, the company dies. Stefan can fix it, I say. He's a big hitter. Stefan quit this morning. He sold his vested shares yesterday before the news broke. Smart guy. Julian starts crying. Actual tears. My dad put $2 million into this, Anon. He'll kill me. Should have thought of that before you let your girlfriend design the UI. I close the door. Lock it. Watch the news that night. Freight flow declares force majeure. Competitors swoop in and poach the clients. Stock, private valuation, plummets to zero. 1 month later. Company files, Chapter 7, bankruptcy. Liquidation. I get a letter from the bankruptcy trustee asking about the server. I reply explaining it was a personal sandbox environment that was inadvertently used for production without my written authorization during the rapid scaling phase. Technically true. Trustee deems it gross mismanagement by executive leadership. Julian gets sued by 3 angel investors for fraud. Melody dumps him publicly on Instagram, posts about her healing journey in Bali. I buy the Anon chair from the liquidation auction for $50. It's my old chair. Still smells like coffee and late nights. 6 months later. I'm working my consulting gig. Stress-free. See Julian at a Starbucks. He's working as a growth ninja for a crypto scam. He sees me. Ducks his head. I order a large black coffee. Tip the barista $15. Walk out into the sunshine. The code is still on my hard drive. Maybe I'll launch a competitor next year. Or maybe I'll just play video games. Freedom is priceless. TFW, you realize you were the value all along.